All right. I need to get something real quick. Over there. Over there. They're coming. The Yanks are coming. Blah, 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 blah. Comb your hair. Use some nair. So the miniatures I got the other day, a buddy of mine has told me that I should use, if I use any of them at all, the guy with the axe, which is this guy right here. Hey, look, if you put them side by side, they even look familiar, don't they? Anyway. So Juju Bet, the guys that are always saying, hey, if you pay us like $20, we'll make any miniature you want, right? If you're wondering at all what the miniatures look like, well, I have been the hero that went out and got a couple done just to see. And I can tell you right now, they look pretty much amazing. Pretty much. There's a couple of parts of them that could have been painted better, but me being a painter, that's not a big deal. Like the shield parts definitely could have been. Um, it looks like whenever they paint these guys, they just don't use metallics. So I already painted that blade metallic. If I want to paint the pommel and the cross hilt like gold or brass, I'll have to do that, right? Uh, the armor is basically a bunch of different shades of gray. It's definitely chain mail, so you could paint it metallic, but I'm going to leave it just as it is. Um, the fact they made a base, comes with a base, which is all icy and frozen. You know, all the leather is beautiful. They painted my hair, and this it's like a blue gray, right? Like a blue gray instead of, whatever this is. But I mean, 100%. They did a pretty good job, and like I said, I did the sword and the shield, and I did a couple of little bits with metallic because I just had the metallic out. But yeah, that seems to be the one thing that they don't do with these figures, the Jujubet figures, is the painting is a little bit washed out looking, which for Hyperborea is amazing. It looks really good. But it's also, they don't tend to use metals. Now, I mean, as they came, they were absolutely perfect. I mean, like I said, this is an absolutely great representation of me on a tabletop, right? Um, could I, if I wanted to, grab some washes and stuff and maybe do some stuff up? Yes. But I don't know that I will, though, just because they look really good. So I think I'll just leave them be. So I'm getting ready to put it aside for a second, but I have been slowly but surely putting tires and guide rails and freaking your drive wheels on this T55 tank. And Excuse me. Eventually, I will finish with that. So let me put that sprue over here, though, because I don't want to lose my tank sprues. So there's one of my tank sprues. Where'd I put the other one? I don't know. We'll let this guy sit right here in front of me so that I'll remember T55 needs to be done. This, very exciting for me. These are all of the fantastical heads that Victrix makes. And I got a couple of sprues of these. Each sprue comes with like a ton of cool cloaks and other stuff like there. And it's got like heads that could easily be used, like this one right here. That could easily be used for like Teutonic Knights. So there are a lot of could be Teutonic Knights type heads. But then there's a lot of heads that are definitely fantastical with like ears. What is up, BRC? And how are you doing, Big James? So I might, and the shields are definitely fantasy. So I may, because this is one of the things that I actually really enjoy doing, is I may take a body from like Northwind, you know, the knights from Northwind miniatures that we use for Frostgrave and for me, all kinds of other things, right? And I may do them up with like these fantastical, you know, winged helmets and stuff. And I think that would probably fit in really good with the role playing game that I run, you know. I think these would fit in with just about anything. And I like how the cloaks come with a front too. So it's not just the back or a loop that you put on a thing. It actually has the fur that goes around it that you glue on. And like there's a couple of them where the fur's like connected or tied together or whatever. And or it's like the paws of whatever you're wearing or whatever. I mean, that's just a really cool kind of thing. I mean, the majority of these helmets, though, they could easily just be used for Crusaders or anything else. They're just, you know, what we would call flat top or sugarloaf helms. But yeah, like there's one here. It's got like the antlers and everything sticking out of it. That's kind of cool. I don't know how realistic it would be. There's a sugarloaf and a flat top, both with the antlers. So yeah, I don't know how exactly historically accurate that would be, but it is kind of cool looking, you know. So now I need a body, which is easy because I put a bunch of my sprues down here. Of course, I have a bit of plastic down here that I've been cutting parts out of. I need to finish that as well. So if you hear that, that is, yes, that's me. I have a dresser underneath my desk. And sometimes I put stuff in it and take stuff out. You know how it is. It's like my gaming stuff is constantly moving around from one place to the next. I mean, what I'm working with right now is all of my, there's a bunch of Man of War miniatures in here. And these Man of War miniatures, I will probably never in a million years get rid of. Even if I never play that game again. They just mean too much to me, you know? It's like I absolutely love my Man of War stuff, so there is that. So let's find a nice body. It's got to be pretty tall too. So okay, so it's not going to be any of these. It doesn't look like. Let's see. Okay. Found a couple of Arabs though. Arab spearmen. That's cool. I need to remember where they are so that when I start working on the shield transfers and stuff for the Arab army, taking your sugar and taking your insulin. Best game Games Workshop ever came out with. I agree. There is a channel. Someone sent me to it. I think Angry Tabletop Gamer sent me to it, where like all these dudes do is play Man of War, and so it's like definitely right up my alley. You know, just go watching these guys throwing down with all the old Man of War stuff. And there's another channel, I think it's called Old Hammer. And literally, it's just this guy talking about all of the really old games, right? So, I mean, pretty badass, really. Yeah, pretty badass. Tell you one thing about your Arabic army, if you ever decide to make one, like a Crusade era or shortly before, shortly after Arab army, is they are very colorful for the most part. So if you like painting a lot of colors and patterns and stuff, a expansion jihad army is could be right up your alley, you know. Whereas when you paint Romans, a lot of times you're just painting metal, flesh, red, metal, flesh, red, metal, flesh, red. And then if you're lucky enough and you've got shield transfers, and you just put shield transfers on. Oh, Iron Man losing a bunch of weight. Awesome. That is awesome. Yeah, you guys up north are catching a bit of a heat wave, aren't you? I don't know what to say about it, because down here we're doing all right. So here's a body I had laying around, and I know it's an extra. It is a armored Fireforge. This is a Fireforge armored auxiliary body for the Byzantines. So let's see how this guy's gonna look if I were to, put some stuff on him. Okay, so let's try to line that up so that he's all right. There's a little bit of a dent down here I need to get rid of so it'll sit flat. Yeah, that's what I had to do too when they told me that I was running a little bit high in the old sugar department, is drop a bunch of weight. Now since then I've been terrible because I did what everybody does and I lost a shit ton of weight, and then I thought, yay, awesome, and then I started eating shit I shouldn't have ate. And I am definitely going to have to get my shit back under control. Yeah, I don't think that looks right. I don't care for that at all. So, not so great with these Fireforge. Mainly because the neck is too tall. So maybe if I just cut the neck off so that it's kind of just sitting directly helmet onto we'll try. I mean, that's a good thing about having all these kits, these freaking kit bash parts is, and the fact that Vitrix and War Games Atlantic. I'm sure there's other companies out there doing it as well. Are selling just, well, Reaper, because I got all the Reaper weapons kits, are just selling kits so you can kit bash your figures. Nice. One thing about the OSC system, I don't know if they ever changed it online, was that see, that fits perfect. They they had this amazing OSC character builder, but even though it said you could set it to advance, it would not let you pick the race and the class you wanted to play. So you could set to advance and play and type paladin, but it didn't let you pick which race. And it was like, I mean, a great, absolutely amazing set. That's my only problem with it. Actually, is that it, for whatever reason, it just would not let you separate the race from the class, which is kind of the whole point of, one could argue, the advanced rules. You know, like kind of the whole point of that is that you could make, whatever you made. So that was pretty annoying to me. I was not a fan of that. Yeah, pre-diabetic here. No kidney failure, no fatty liver. So yeah, I'm just pre-diabetic, and the last time they did an A1C test on me, it was like 4 point something. But since that time, like I said, I have been very naughty. I've been running around, eating a couple Oreos here and there. I mean, I haven't been going nuts, but I have done stuff I know for a fact I should not be doing. So yeah, that is a thing that has happened. One of my favorite bodies to use for kit bashing are the flagellants from Games Workshop. I bought a bunch of those years ago, and man, I've gotten a lot of mileage out of them. Like if you want to do a druid or something because they're wearing. Yeah, now I have to pay attention to eat. And also to eat at the right times, because I have been dealing with a wake up at 3 in the morning situation and just go raiding through the fridge. And that's not good either, that's terrible. So yeah, we all got problems, don't we, brothers? All got problems, but yeah, just the flagellant box set. I mean, you can make the flagellants if you want. They're super cool. I would agree, they are super cool. But when you start combining the bodies and the heads with like other things, I mean, some of that is just solid gold. Solid gold. I could give this guy a big freaking Matic and make him threatening, that's for sure. A weirdo in a big antlered helmet comes running at you and he's got a big Matic. You're probably like, whoa, hold on, boss. What do we got going on over here, right? Let's ease up. Ease up a little bit and conversate. I need to take all these sprues and I've got them on like a box next to me, but I really do need to organize them better. Satyrs, I don't know what I'm going to do with these guys because only half of the heads came with horns, and the other half, you've got like a donkey head, almost like another donkey head, and maybe like a horse head. Which I guess would be really cool if you just want to make like random animal headed monsters. But, and then of course my dark elves, I need to put them up because I think I'm done with them. I just used my dark elf executioner classics I've had forever. And I used the helmet to make a Hyperborean. Because in the art, in the Hyperborea book art, the Hyperboreans almost always have these really tall peaked helmets. So I had a human fighter. I just needed to put a big tall peaked helmet on him. And now he looks the part. I mean, you know, he's ready to go. So I just need to organize those guys. More flagellants, more dark elves. Man, I love my dark elves. They're the best. Yeah, late Romans. Keep these guys around just for the helmets, really. Reaper weapons pack. See, I've got the metal tins, but sometimes I use the lead of the metal tin. And I store stuff in it. All right, I see you, Vic. Over there. Yeah. Mm. Oh, they're trying to sell me magic cards too. Ugh. Oh, is this a real card? Because if it's a real card, this is kind of freaking insane. And they just give it to me?
All right, you're reprobate.
I mean, it looks real.
What, can't you hear me?
I hear you. I'm just confused.
You're confused? Well, what else is new?
No, I mean, in one of my packages, they gave me a card, and it's an elf called a Heritage Druid, right? It's a 1/1 for 1 green mana. But it says tap 3 untapped elves to create 3 green mana. This is kind of a badass card. And apparently, Untapped Games sent me it for free with a pack of miniatures or something. So I'm sitting here like, kind of wild that they would send me, you know, such a badass card just out of the blue. But okay. I mean, you know, I don't have my elf deck anymore, so it doesn't matter really. But I don't even think that creature existed when I was playing my elf deck in Commander. But whatever. Well, so I don't know. I mean, I didn't say anything to Richard about it because I wasn't thinking, but I'm pretty sure I will probably never go to a convention in Nashville. Nashville is a freaking ghetto. It might even be worse than Minneapolis.
What's worse than Minneapolis?
Maybe Nashville.
I don't know. I mean, I've never spent a whole lot of time in Nashville, and when I did, it was always in industrial areas when I was driving trucks. So,
Right.
I mean,
It's not as bad as Memphis.
Nashville seems to have a better party sort of atmosphere than Minnesota because, well, frankly, the politicians here killed Minnesota's party atmosphere. I mean, you used to go downtown Minneapolis and you could go see, all these bands and everything else, and it was fine. But since COVID, it's gotten, I would say, 30 times worse than it was. And now you've just got hooligans running around down there, and everything's closing up because, well, there's no tourists down there anymore. I mean, the office buildings were all full and everything else after COVID. They emptied out, and everybody realized, what do we need to pay for all this office space for? So, I mean, they're selling buildings downtown Minneapolis on 10 cents on the dollar, those high rises. So that isn't Nashville. Nashville is completely different. They're getting premium prices on their property.
But, yeah, I just realized I was thinking Memphis, not Nashville.
Oh, Memphis! I've been in Memphis. Memphis is a hole.
Yeah.
Always will be.
Think about it. Nashville is near where I'm planning on buying a house. We're looking at some stuff in Oneida and Jellicoe, and that's near Nashville.
Yeah, but James, the question is, if you're going to move up there, when?
Well, there's a couple of things going on, and when we figure them out, that'll be when.
Yeah, well, I know how that works.
Yeah, I mean, the wife has to make sure about stuff. I want to make sure about stuff.
See, as soon as I move to Florida, you're going to turn around and leave.
And it sucks, but in my defense, my good man, I've been talking about moving back up to Appalachia forever.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's not Nashville.
If my dad wasn't living down in Florida, and I have a sister and a brother down there, and then I got all the gamers down there, I'm just like, well, hell, I got all these.
There are a shit ton of gamers down here.
Yeah, so.
Like if you move down here, you could be all like hanging out with Dungeon Delver Dave. You could be hanging out with Harmony Ginger. I mean,
well, like I said in Shadow's thing, I'm thinking about putting a convention on. I do the Dave Con up here in April. Why couldn't I do a MLK weekend convention down in Orlando? And since that's a 3-day weekend, a lot of guys could just fly in for the weekend. And I could also get, because it's sunny, warm Florida in the winter, I can bring in people like David Wesley and whoever else on a, it's like, hey, I got a 3-day weekend in Florida. I got a free flight down and back. If I want to stay longer, I can. I'm going to go, I mean, I'll go get gaming with whoever down there,
All right. I kind of found where I was looking at then. It's not Nashville, it's Knoxville. And there's some towns near Knoxville, like Oneida, La Follette, Jamestown, Kingsport. So I'm talking about right on, Middlesboro, which is what I was talking about, is on the other side of the border it's in Kentucky, but it's 20 miles away from the Virginia border.
Mm-hmm.
So we're talking way up, right? But then we looked at the freaking crime rate and stuff, and we're like, ooh, shit. Like no violent crimes, but just thievery.
Meth Head City.
Right. And that's how you can tell. And then when we looked at Jellicoe, which part of Jellicoe is in Kentucky. and the rest of it's in Tennessee. Jellicoe has zero violent crimes last year, and its actual normal crime rate was pretty low, and it had really good infrastructure ratings because there's a hospital there and all that sort of stuff. Jellicoe's weird looking though, because if you look at it on Google Maps, you can see it's wrapped around a mountain. So all of Jellicoe is built in like a U shape, and the center of the town is a mountain.
Huh.
So, and then if you go up State Road, what state? Well, first off, you can get on 75 there and head right up to Corbin.
Yeah.
And see, I'm assuming you kind of know what I'm talking about. And then from Corbin, or actually, it'd be easier to head north to London and then take 90 east or 80 east right into where my mom lives, which is near London. So if I lived down there in the Jellicoe region, my drive to my mother's would mostly be 75 through Kentucky. And that's not bad. That's easy peasy. And if I look at the scale, yeah, it's from the border where Jellicoe is to London is about 40 miles. So that's not bad, That's okay for like a Friday night drive up, get there, hang out for the weekend, drive back. But it all depends. I'm working on getting it where I don't ever have to pay like property taxes or anything like that, income taxes.
Yeah.
And if I get that to go through, I'll just move to Kentucky. But the main reason I don't want to move to Kentucky is that the income tax, the state income tax and property taxes are pure bend you right over and, just do whatever they want. What's up, Showback? How you doing, brother? Yeah, if you legalize, well, what happened is in the town I'm talking about, there's no violent crime and there's very little crime, but it's mostly retail theft. So that lets me know it's not meth addicts, because if you look at the crime rate of town, and there's not a lot of violent crime, but there's a lot of like personal theft crime,
then that's the meth heads.
Yeah, it's meth heads trying to steal copper wiring out of your house every time you're not home. And that would be Pikeville. Where I'm talking about Jellicoe is actually in eastern Tennessee, but half of this town is actually in Kentucky. And from what the wife and I were looking at, it wasn't too bad. The house prices were a little bit higher than we thought. But if we sell this house and we get the value it's like rated at, we should have enough money to buy anything we want up there, because Florida real estate, it's not only what's it called? It's not only super expensive, it's super in demand, and it sells quick, because what you end up doing is you put a house like this up for sale. You could even put it up for more than it's estimated at. Someone from New York with millions of dollars burning in their pocket will buy it, because they're retiring, they're leaving New York, they don't want to be in New York anymore. They know that they paid over $1.5 million for their tiny little house on Long Island. So they see a house in Florida for $350 and they're like, oh shit. And it's 3 times as big as their old house. So boom, they buy it up. We get letters in the mailbox about 3 times a month of people just sending us letters saying, hey, will you sell me your house?
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, throw it in the garbage. They used to do that with my property in Kentucky because I own that 30 acres and it's contiguous, so it's all together. And I'd get a letter, hey, we want to buy that property, and it was always so under. It's like, so you're offering me 12 grand for 30 acres? You can kiss my ass. You know, I'll sit on it until I die and leave it to my next of kin, and they can sit on it till they die too. You know what I mean? That land's been on in our family for 400 years. So no, we're not selling it. Thank you very much. Yep, that's what you do. Yeah, see, and Orlando is just hot. Anywhere near Orlando is just hot because.
I'll be back in a second here, James.
All right, Vic. Because, like I said, you've got people who come from New York and they're used to paying $4,000 a month for some tiny apartment or some shit, and they make good money, especially if they're retirees, right? So for them to drop 300 grand on a house on a quarter, lot with all the amenities, to them that's like paradise. That's like heaven, That's like the Jeffersons. They can start singing about moving on up and shit like that. Yeah, my wife typically organizes that, but I will 100% Ironman mention that. But then again, who knows when it will be? It's like right now I'm just telling you about dreams. You know what I mean? How you doing, Timmy?
Good.
So that's all you're hearing. You're hearing me tell you about my dreams, kind of what I want to happen, but not necessarily what will happen.
Like when we talk about getting that pond.
Oh, your pond?
Well, I want one in our yard.
I mean, why not? Sounds awesome.
We're trying to sell.
I was talking about we were looking at places in Jellicoe, Tennessee.
Yeah, I was listening.
Which is also Jellicoe, Kentucky.
Yeah, it's half in Kentucky, half in Tennessee.
Yeah, and it's not very far from London and Corbin, which is not very far from Mi Madre. And honestly, the whole point of any of this
is getting closer to family.
Is to be closer to my family up there. Otherwise, I could just sit down. I mean, this house we have down here, this is a nice house in a nice neighborhood. All of our neighbors are awesome. I have access to anything on the planet I could ever want. So it's like, yeah, I could just sit here, until, time to go. But I kind of miss the mountains, though. And like I said, Jellicoe, the whole town is built around a mountain, which I find just so interesting, because the town's a big horseshoe and the center of town is a mountain. I wonder how far. My buddy lives way in eastern Tennessee. He said near Virginia. And Jellicoe's kind of in that region. I wonder how close I'd be to him. Because that would be awesome, because, he's like been a friend forever. And if he was close enough to drive to the house to play some Warhammer and shit like that, oh my God. That would be the best. Being able to visit my mom whenever I want, or having my bro Bri come over and freaking just throw down our Warhammer Fantasy armies and shit. Oh, did I show you the miniature of me?
Oh, nope. I need to see that.
Well, here's the first one.
You and Hungar now have miniatures of
Yeah, mine's better though.
Yeah, it looks really good.
That's the one with the great axe. This is the one that Holy Diver or Angry Tabletop Nerd says I should use to represent my character. And then this guy.
Okay,
Now,
now
I'm
I need to.
waiting because at some point, you see,
Yeah, that's cool. I need to
at,
get one of me as a cleric.
at some point, the dog will be in.
You know, I should make one of me as a cleric.
You should. Yeah, I sent a picture of them to my brother and sister-in-law, and they're like, "Oh my god, those are so cool!" Like, hell yeah. They are cool. But right now, I'm getting ready to text, and I apologize, guys. I don't mean to be rude. We're not doing the game this week because of obvious reasons. Saturday.
Yeah. That's close to 4th of July, isn't it?
It is the 4th of July, I think.
Yeah, it should be, yeah.
And
Today's the
so,
2nd, so yeah, that would be the 4th of July.
well, my brother already freaking called and said he wasn't going to make it because he's going to be out in the woods blowing shit up.
Yeah. No, go to the woods that day.
Yeah.
Find a wild hungar.
Well, I mean, I think his boys will be out there with him.
I know, I was just joking.
Well,
You know,
honestly,
that little, what is it called? That one little, like, kid song, Don't Go to the Woods Today.
oh yeah, if you go out to the woods today,
You'll be surprised.
you might find hungers out at play. Okay. Send that out.
Now, on my Monday game, you know, we went to the Mad Mage's castle and went through it a little bit.
Did
Got
you
angry
find
at-
out what he was mad about?
Nope.
Yeah,
Not
get
yet.
a tiny little ball cap and put on.
Some dwarves wouldn't let us go further in there because they wanted a cut of our treasure once we find it.
Did you tell them diggers
And money.
to F off?
We did catch them by surprise, but no, well, we kind of did, but we didn't fight them like we could have.
See? One more reason. Having a world with no demi-humans is better.
Yeah, they see like a group of mostly elves and nobody gets into a fight. There was one dwarf in our group and mostly elves.
You should be
Couple of
ashamed
humans.
of yourself.
It's not my fault. I didn't know everybody was going to play elves and fighters.
I'm just saying, feel shame.
How was I supposed to know most of the party would be elves and fighters? I did not see this coming.
You know what? I don't accept your excuses.
If I knew this, I wouldn't have played an elf fighter.
I'm still not accepting your excuses. I'm still saying no shame for what you've done. To the great
What?
name of Gary Gygax.
I can't play Link. That's not fun to you.
Don't go out when you see sun and the rain in Japan. It's when the fox folk are holding a wedding and they don't like people watching. Oh, fox folk, what? Kitsune, right?
No, Kitsunes are a little bit different. I think he's talking about. I'm not sure because it's not Tanuki. Those are different.
All right, well, I do know that Japan has got
Oh,
some crazy freaking.
Folklore, yeah, they do.
I'm sorry for having so many hours in your party. I meant elves. Okay, I was gonna say what? Like what is this guy talking about? He's over here just saying crazy shit.
So many hours because of how old elves are.
Well, no, so many hours because he's played in my game for like 30 years
Ah.
since the 90s.
Oh, Kitsune? I didn't know about that.
But didn't you know?
Kitsune, the wedding thing. But I thought there were a different type of folk that he was talking about.
Well, I mean, that's okay. You didn't know. You're allowed to be wrong.
Yep.
And I'm almost always right.
No, wait, James, I can never be wrong.
You can't be wrong. Why?
No, because being wrong is for women.
Oh yeah, no. Being sexist is
It's wrong.
wrong, and yeah,
Being wrong is for women.
right. Yeah, I don't know what it is, but the Japanese, they sure do love their hot fox women. Like going way back. But then again, I can't really say shit because the Greeks were always wanting to marry literally women that were made out of water. You know, like Nereids and shit like that.
Yeah, that's fair.
So you can't even be like, well, they're weird because they wanted to marry fox women. And it's like, well, you know. And then the ancient Irish wanted to marry seal women. That's a thing. I don't know if you knew that.
Nope.
Yeah, Selkie.
Oh, yeah, Selkie, I remember that. I thought those were
And
evil,
the story
though.
goes that the Selkie are very beautiful, and they can turn into a human by removing their skin. And by removing their skin, of course, they mean their seal skin, right?
Yeah.
And if a fisherman or whatever finds their skin and hides it from them, then they have to basically do whatever he asks. And most of the time, what he asks is for her to marry him. But the second, it doesn't matter if they've been married for 50 or 100 years, the absolute second she gets her hands back on her hide, she throws it on and back into the sea she will leap. Every time. And then, of course, because it's an old Irish saying, you've got the sadness of the whole thing. Because the Selkie can't help but do what she does, right? But that doesn't mean she doesn't love the man she's been married to for 50 years. So they always talk about the Selkie, you know, the sills that would come up and just sit and stare at the and sometimes the kids end up becoming Selkie too. So this man's whole family jumps into the sea and becomes sills.
Oh,
So
and
there's
in,
legends like that everywhere.
and in between sessions, James, I got myself a dog.
what?
Having a dog is awesome.
Yeah.
Care what
How about
anybody-
the biggest, meanest, ugliest, most vicious dog that they had?
Wow, okay.
Yeah,
I
and
don't know
in,
about
in reality, it's a puppy when you're around it.
Well, I mean, I don't blame you because, as you know from my story, one
It
of the
does
first,
good.
one of the first things I did in Hyperborea is what? Buy a
Bring your
dog.
dog with you.
Well, there's an actual picture that shows me paying silver coins to a couple of Eskimos for a dog.
Well, my dog does a decent amount of damage, to be honest. I mean, 2d4 damage. Per
My
bite.
dog helps me steal shit. Like one of the latest pictures called Iron Maid, there's a guy complaining to like the constable, and his wife is standing there like barely dressed crying. And in the background on a rooftop, you can see me and the dog, and we both have a sack. We're running along the rooftop. So I can only assume I must have seduced the woman and then stole all of her stuff because apparently that's a thing I do.
You got Riz, James. You got Riz.
I don't know. There's another one, and it's how I met my actual wife, and it shows her sleeping on the bed, and me and the dog are going through her jewelry box, taking all of her shit, and my dog's got like all these gold necklaces hanging out of its mouth. Because I get a feeling, according to those pictures, that the dog's a lot smarter than a dog. You know what I mean?
The very intelligent dog.
He's a very intelligent dog, because anytime I'm doing something or I'm in trouble, he is right there. Like
maybe your wife's got a camcorder in there to make sure that the you're being okay, James. You know what I'm saying?
and then like the latest one shows me and the dog sleeping on the bed, and we are taking up absolutely every square inch of the bed. And my wife is sitting in a chair looking pissed off because there's no room for her anywhere in the bed. And, but that's got to be a later one because the dog's about as big as a cow by then. And when I bought it from the Eskimos, he was tiny, maybe a 5-pound dog. But again, I've been putting them in chronological order. I have a file on my computer where they're on chronological order. And I'm probably going to make a slideshow. And it's going to basically start with me buying the dog and then everything that happens after that. So, yeah. There's one, and it actually looks like Cold Iron is in it petting the dog, but he swears up and down it's not him. But I have a hard time telling one white guy from another, so. I mean, so I told him, I said, look, it just looks like a white dude petting a dog. And he's like, it's not me, I assure you. And I'm like, looks like you. Got the same haircut as you. Oh. So yes, the dog is coming next, and it's going to be big.
Yay!
Which these guys, the miniatures I got, they say they're 40 mil, but when I set them down next to 38 Heroic, they're perfect. So that was the one thing I was really worried about, that I was going to get these miniatures. Now, if they just been big, I would have dealt with that. I would have just said, yeah, my character's, like 6'9", so whatever, right? But no, it turned out that they're on the larger scale compared to like a true scale 25 or 28.
Yeah.
And but compared to like 32 Heroics, that they fit right in perfectly. So like if I take an old Games Workshop Chaos Warrior and I stand him next to what these guys are, they're about the same size. And everyone knows, I mean, the Games Workshop Chaos Warriors are pretty big. So the character is bigger than 80% of the miniatures, but not so big that, But did it smell like him? I don't know what Tyler smells like. I mean, I know that he's from like Macon, Georgia, so God only knows what he might smell like. One of these times I'm up in Jackson, I'm gonna have to get in contact with that guy.
Hey James, I sent you the picture of my dog in the game.
Nice. I will look at it. Because, guys, it's not just a Johnny Cash thing. I go to Jackson quite often. I'm trying to glue something together right this second there. Timothy.
I know, I'm just saying. I sent it to you just to show you what it looked like.
My homie. I'm guessing, just based on knowing you, that it's probably one of those gigantic black freaking Turkish mountain dogs or some shit like that.
Nope. Also, I think we lost James. Yep.
400 pounds.
We lost James. Dang it.
I can see him just fine.
Yeah, no, but he's freezing, skipping, and cutting out.
I hope we did.
Hey.
What I figured. Exactly what I'm not surprised.
Yeah. It's hard to say if it's coming back yet. I think it's coming back now. There it goes. Yep, you're
Yeah,
back.
your dog looks exactly like I described when you said you couldn't hear me.
He's not big and black.
No, but it looks like one of those giant ass Turkish dogs.
It's like a mastiff.
Yeah, that's
All
what
right,
they
I
are.
got a question for you guys. Since we're just fucking around here. To add monster pictures or not to add monster pictures to my grimoire?
I mean, I always like pictures.
Pictures are fun, but if it's too hard to do, like if you can't get a good artist
Yeah,
or
if you
something,
can't get a good artist, then
Well, I
probably
can
not.
get artists, but right now what I've done is I've just put in what do you want to call these?
Placeholders.
AI generated temporaries. You know what I mean to filler. For
Like
now.
I said, placeholders.
Yeah. Because I'm like, this is gonna work just fine. It's just that I want to make sure that when guys like you guys open it up, there's some little art here and there, and they can just go, okay, this isn't just a plain, you know what I mean?
I get it.
yeah.
A plain Jane, just words. You know what I mean?
Yep. Smelliest man I ever met was from Georgia. Yeah, I mean, the second you walk outside in Georgia, it's like instant freaking swamp ass. Georgia is all the shit wrong with Florida, except they don't have a Gulf Stream to moderate the temperature. So, yes, they don't have all the monsters that want to kill you that we do, but the weather is way worse. It's just like next to unbearable, really.
I'll stay in Kentucky. I'm gonna stay in my own old Kentucky home.
I don't blame you.
Yeah, it's pretty hot right now, but who cares? It's fine.
Well, you know what? The thing I like about Florida is it might be hot till like 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Then, especially in the summer, then the thunderstorms bloom up, and it's like, okay, we're back to okay now.
Yeah, I think we're gonna have a storm tomorrow.
We're having a storm tonight. I can feel it.
I know how that feels.
Yep. And we had a storm yesterday evening that was like just insane. What are you doing? So you just ignored my message then?
Who are you talking to, Dean? Oh, he's on the phone.
Yeah, he's on the phone.
He actually has his phone with him.
Messages.
Should I call him and raise hell?
Call me and be like, it's like we're on the same stream and you're talking to me. Like, wait a minute. What is going on here?
Hey, that's the fun of it. Raise a little hell, and you get a little confused. What the hell?
They're like, dude, we're on the same stream. What are you doing? No, I sent my brother the link to come on and join me like a long time ago. Like well, okay, an hour ago, and he hasn't. So I just had to call him to let him know. You know what I mean?
What do you expect?
I always expect the best.
Well, you'll be living closer to Hungar if you move up to Kentucky or Tennessee. So
I would be closer, but still not that close.
oh, not close enough. He'd come over for a game.
I believe from where he lives to Jellicoe would be like a 3-hour drive.
Wow.
It's actually
You're across
closer
on the other
to
side of
him.
Kentucky. You must live near Timmy then.
No, well, he's in chat now, so he can say where he lives. But Jellicoe is right there where Virginia and Kentucky and Tennessee all meet. So it's very much east, whereas Hungar lives more central, like near Chattanooga.
Oh, okay. Chattanooga is southeast of,
Chattanooga is west of Knoxville by a pretty good margin.
You know what? It only takes you 3 hours to get through Tennessee north south. It's the east west that takes you fucking forever.
And that's the part of the place we're looking at that would make it a pain in the ass, is because my brother lives in that region, and if he ever gets on chat, he can tell you how much he loves it, which apparently is a whole lot. Because I think my parents have offered to let him move up to Kentucky, and he hasn't done it. So, but yeah, we got Jellicoe and Oneida, 35 minutes south of Knoxville. So you will actually not be exceptionally far from Jellicoe then. Because Jellicoe is about a 45-minute drive east of Knoxville, northeast. So then if that's the case, then yeah, it would turn out that Hungar would be closer to me than he would be to Mom. What?
I forgot about the bananas.
I know. Now you're going to have to make banana nut muffins. That's what happens when you leave them and they get a little overripe. Then you got to make banana nut muffins, and I have a whole bag of walnuts.
So yeah, Hungar's about 4 hours and 42 minutes away from me.
Yeah, those are muffins.
Wow.
Those are muffin bananas. Those are bananas for muffins.
Timmy, are you over by Paducah?
I guess
No.
What the hell? I'm so confused about where
From
you.
my house to Paducah is like 8-hour drive,
Yeah.
at least. So Timmy's in the middle of Kentucky,
It's
basically.
a little bit southeast. It's
Yeah, damn near the middle though.
yeah.
And I'm in the southeast, but even more east and maybe even more south than Timmy is.
Yeah.
Because for me, it's like a 20-minute drive to Tennessee.
Yeah, it's about like an hour and a half to Tennessee for me.
Right. That's why you go to E-Town instead of...
Elizabethtown.
Right. You
E-Town's like about like
purposely
what,
so bad.
about 30 minutes away, I'd say.
So you'd be an hour and a half away. And how far away are you from Mom? These are things that we need to know. And BRC, you're damn right. You are damn right. Like 100%.
I don't know. If you move up to Knoxville, I know a guy that lives, or Jellicoe, or wherever you're up there. I know a guy at Gamer that lives up that way, James. So,
Well, that's one thing I'm thinking I'm going to totally miss is the Orlando area is so full of gamers, you know? just cool people that you can get together with and just play games and not worry about any kind of bullshit. Uh, Having to start over in Tennessee, I was saying, I might just not even play anymore, just hang out with my family. And so he's half an hour closer to me than mom.
The pull of you playing is greater than what you think, James.
Here's the thing though. I'm pretty close though where I am to, first off, Knoxville, and I'm sure there's some.
Well, I know people in Knoxville too. I mean,
Right. I'm sure there's some
would be a
game
huge thing.
clubs and stuff in Knoxville. And Corbin, Ohio, or Corbin, Kentucky, and London, Kentucky. I'm sure there's stuff there too. So, it might not be that bad, really. Might not be so bad after all. So, just depends, on what's going on and everything like that. And yes, Big Rob, you're 100% right, though, about your theory. I know when she brought those bananas in, I seen them every single day, and I refused to eat a single one because I knew what would happen if they got overripe. So, see, I had a plan from the get-go. And my plan from the get-go was get myself some banana nut muffins. My wife makes well, of course, I say that about everything she cooks, but I'm a huge fan of those banana nut muffins. A lot of gamers in Tennessee, true. You've got your game going, don't you? So, I think right now we're just living in kind of the golden age of gaming. And there's just a lot of gamers kind of everywhere. Oh, Hungar, can I tell you something weird? First off, why haven't you tried to join this channel yet, asshole? Secondly, have you seen the movie The Northman? Yes, zucchini bread is good too. But, yeah, Hungar, have you seen the movie The Northman? Look at this guy. I swear. First call I'm making when I get off of this is to my mom. That's right. I'm going to call mom and be like, look, I don't know what your son's problem is. You're not at home. Tell me, I'm going to call mom and be like, I don't know what your son's problem is, right? But he's got problems. And I'm pretty upset about it. And she'll be like, what do you mean? And I'll be like, well, he knew I was streaming today.
Man, Armin, that brings me back when I used to pick blackberries.
Yeah.
We had like a really big one at the bottom of this hill that we used to live on, and
Really?
they were just really good. Yep. Well, you don't really want them on your property either because of the thorns.
Oh, heaven forbid I go get some Jamaican meat patties at the fridge. Or at the... Yeah, Armin, when I climbed up the mountain, on the way up, I wasn't paying attention and I ran. I basically bush or trailblazed through about 200 yards of blackberry bushes. Or
Oh
raspberry.
boy.
Yeah, and that was fun. That was fun. I'm up there just freaking trying to stomp them down and do what I can, and they're doing their best to rip my clothes off of me. And on top of that, I'm watching for ticks. Like I said, I killed a couple of ticks before I even got to the mountaintop. Then when I got home, I went to the bathroom and had my wife check me out. I had a couple of them on me there too. Like damn ticks, the little red ones with the spot, little mountain ticks. They were like, I don't know what this guy is doing, but he smells yummy. Let's get a bite of this guy, right? And I was like, no, we're not doing all that. So, and yeah, it's fun though. About right now, those damn raspberries would probably be ripe too.
Yeah. Blackberries and raspberries would be ripe just about now.
Yeah, definitely getting there.
Alright, but we have a tomato plant in our backyard, and they're starting to get ripe.
Down here, the thing I've found that grows the best, besides the unkillable banana tree in my backyard, is peppers. Almost any kind of pepper you can think of, like bell peppers,
Nice.
poblano. Doesn't matter, man. You can stick those things in a thing, and as long as you don't like ignore them, as long as you put water in them, they just grow.
I think the strangest things I've seen grow here was actually a pineapple.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure.
We grow pineapples down there in Florida, easy. So
Yeah, we
No,
grow
I'm in
pineapples
Kentucky.
down here. Yeah, he's in Kentucky. In
It's a little
Florida,
bit
you
weird.
buy a pineapple, you take it home, you butcher it as you would, right? And then the
Yeah.
top of it, you just take out in the yard and dig a shallow little hole and bury it till just the leaves on top are out
Yeah.
of the ground, and you forget about it. And
Yeah.
like a year later, you got big ass pineapple.
Not for us, but it was weird. And also, I mean, it didn't get very big either because in Kentucky weather, you're not going to grow a very good pineapple here.
I don't know. It might have been the most delicious pineapple ever. The
Maybe
rarest
it was.
pineapple, the only pineapple in history ever made in the Commonwealth of Kentucky.
What up,
It didn't
fool?
get very big, though. I can tell you that.
Well, it must have been part Irish.
Yeah.
I am freaking melting.
look, yeah, there he is.
It's a
Above
warm
the
day,
sun.
isn't it, Hungar?
It's 109 where I'm at.
Yeah, it feels
Really?
like that around here.
Is that the actual temperature or just real Phil?
The real Phil.
Okay.
It's only 90, like 3 actual temperature.
What is
Yeah.
it here?
The state of Florida laughs at your 93.
Well, it's only 91 in Florida, so you can shut your hooker mouth.
82 here.
Yeah. The state of Florida laughs at your
94.
93.
See,
It's a 94 here.
It's 92 in Orlando.
Yeah. It's
Tennessee's
93
got
in
that.
St. Cloud because I'm actually looking at the temperature.
Tennessee
Tomorrow.
is actually a special kind of hot because when you're up in the mountain like I am,
Yeah.
you're closer to the sun.
That's actually kind of true, right?
Yeah, it is true. You're at sea level, so you're not feeling the full brunt of the sun.
Yeah.
Well, plus we've got the Gulf Stream that helps circulate all the heat around, right?
We ain't got no Gulf Stream. We got heat and humidity, and I live on a river. I live by a river,
Oh,
so
yeah.
you know it's extra humid.
Yep, right now it says heat index of 100 to 110. Tomorrow it'll be at 97 with chances of rain.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
tells me that it might be time for you to just chill out in the house for a minute.
I am. because I was crotch pot cooking when I went to the store.
Yeah. Oh, on
Right.
Tuesday it'll be down to like an 80. That sounds nice.
Just maybe chill out. Well, it's going to rain here tonight, and it's going to be a big rain because it always is. This is the wet season. And after the rain blows through, it's going to probably drop to about 80. And then it'll be, pretty nice here in Florida.
One, I'm jealous of you, Showback Bo,
Yeah.
because I want to be in Tokyo right now at 70 degrees. Two, Steven, you ain't got to brag. You ain't got to brag.
I was watching the other day. I was looking at a thing online about repositionment cruises, and I was like, "Hey, look at this! Vancouver to Japan on a cruise ship. How fun would that be? Take a cruise
Well, it depends. If it was a Carnival cruise ship, it'd be horrible.
ship. Why?
Or hilarious.
Carnival.
Yeah.
It might be hilarious.
Why don't you like Carnival there, Haas?
Things only get mad when they run out of nuggies.
Carnival is the Section 8 house of the sea.
That
true.
is hilariously kind of true. Carnival is where you go to see people get into fist fights over chicken nuggets and somebody playing their music too loud.
This dude snuck a fishing pole on the Carnival cruise and was trying to fish off the side of the boat.
Well, I was actually, me and the wife were sitting there looking at it, and if I get my settlement this month and stuff, we were talking about possibly going to Europe in October and then taking a repositionment cruise at the end of October back to Florida from Rome. And it would go Rome, France, Spain, Rome, Mallorca, or whatever you call that place, and a couple other destinations, and then end up in Fort Lauderdale. So I was like, hey.
See, the thing about going to Europe there, Vic, is you would see less minorities if you went to Africa.
Damn.
Wow. Jesus.
It's true.
Just tossing it out there, Anthony.
Well, see, we got a plan. We're like, okay, if we're gonna go to Europe, we're gonna go to light. We're gonna go with like a backpack full of clothes each, and then as we're going around, we'll just collect stuff, put them in suitcases, and then we get on the ship. Hey, here's 3 suitcases. It'll come back for free practically on the ship. And just
Yeah, Vic goes to Somalia to get away from the Somalis.
Yeah. I mean, he does live in Minneapolis, so chances are he does speak a little bit of the lingo.
Yeah. I do not know I don't know the first word of fraud. Let's put it that way.
I know he's becoming a bananas and rice fiend.
No.
Yeah, wake up in the morning, have some bananas and rice. You know what I thought,
Use
Hawk,
silverware,
though,
just use
when
your
he said
hands
what he
sometime.
said, though.
What's that?
I've never been to Spain.
But I've been to Oklahoma.
Hell yeah. As soon as he said Spain, the Three Dog Night just jumped into my mind. I was like, they say that girls are pretty there.
I've been watching. Haas, do you have Twitter or X?
Yeah.
Do you have Radio Genoa on your as a feed on there?
No.
Put that on there once, and you'll see some amazing videos.
Nice.
Uh,
I'm on Instagram a lot. Me and Code Iron Skillet and Holy Diver send each other super inappropriate.
Yeah, memes he's not even allowed to talk about on this channel.
Yeah. You know,
You
I
can't
didn't
even
know that.
discuss the content of the memes that are flying back and forth on Insta.
I didn't know that so many people were fans of Austrian painters. I'm not saying the guys I'm talking about. I'm just saying Instagram, which it blows my mind.
It is definitely pretty hardcore. What blew my mind is I started an Instagram account. I'm like, yeah, I'll start an Instagram account. Why not, right? And I immediately get like 50 chicks all wanting to like follow me and me to follow them. And it's all butthole pic stuff. And I'm like, I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
It's like, what the hell? So, basically you have your World War II German enjoyers and random chicks trying to show you parts of their body.
And don't forget the call for crusade.
Oh, and the constant call to liberate the Constantinople, which that part I don't mind. But
yeah, there's so see my Instagram's all about hardcore right wing Christian conservatism, Orthodox and Catholic memes, and racism.
there's some stuff on there that's like,
Hey, Hungar, you know what? I found a really nice one. A really nice meme recently. They said that good fences are good neighbors, and bad
I
neighbors
love that
are good
meme.
fences.
Yeah.
It shows like the Byzantine guys, and they're like, good fences make good neighbors. And then it shows like Vlad Tepes. He's like, bad neighbors make good fences. And it's just
Yes.
I saw a meme that
people
encapsulated this area yesterday. It said, meanwhile, in Tennessee, there was a guy, he had like a freaking AirPod in his nose, one of his nostrils, and it was all red around him, and he had the bright blue eyes. It was like Tennessee right now.
Like Dune,
Yeah.
except meth.
Yeah. It is awful. It is
Well,
awful.
if you think about it, the whole movie Dune was literally just about this dude getting really high
Yeah.
and how it affected him. The getting really high part.
It was a bad trip.
So Frank Herbert's message is basically do a lot of drugs. You could become like superhuman.
Well, there's this new thing online where it showed that certain demographic people are taking mushrooms and losing their gender dysmorph. Yeah. So it's like, hey, I really am a girl.
I don't know about that, but I've seen where there's like they're starting to give certain people with issues like ketamine.
Oh yeah, ketamine treatment, low dose.
And I'm like, oh
Have
my
you guys
God.
seen the videos of the people in Philadelphia, South Philadelphia, the zombies down there, the drug zombies?
Oh yeah, the zombies. That's every major city, dude.
The fentlines.
I don't know. We don't have it here, but there I was like, holy crap!
Yeah, that's fentanyl.
You'll see it
If
a
it
lot.
don't kill you, it
Yeah,
just
you will.
completely turns you into a zombie.
Yep.
It really is terrible. You want to know how bad fentanyl is? Fentanyl is so bad that my department thought about carrying fentanyl as a pain medication. And after research, we were like, no way, we are not carrying that shit ever.
Yeah, people break into your ambulance and stuff.
Not only do you run that risk of people getting robbing you all the time for the fentanyl, but the dosage for fentanyl has to be perfect.
And it's in micrograms.
Because if you F up even a little bit, you're going to kill somebody. They're going to die.
Oh yeah, I know.
And so the fire department was like, yeah, we don't need that shit.
I know what Steven's talking about. On a Disney cruise the other day, they arrested like 37 of the employees.
What?
For what?
Yeah. Very bad videos.
Oh, were they being PDF files?
Yeah.
Yeah, that happened not that long ago, but at Disney, and that what's his name, the sheriff, put all their asses on Front Street.
Grady Judd. Yeah.
Well, I was just doing some research here on the xylene zombies of Philadelphia, and I went to the DEA website. You could buy a kilogram of that shit for $6 to $20 out of China.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's where it all comes from.
What the? What? Oh my God!
The fentanyl triangle is basically China sends the precursor chemicals to Mexico.
Right, we know that.
Mexico combines all the chemicals to make the fentanyl, and then they smuggle it into the United States.
Yep.
Well, yeah.
I don't know. I saw it a few days ago, so it could have been a month ago, but still, and then somebody got online, and because they were all foreigners, somebody got online and said, "Ooh, you can't even have a freaking cruise without ice interrupting." And somebody else, but it wasn't ice, you freaking chud. It was PDF file sting.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, look, I'm willing to bet you anything that the person who commented was probably a middle class or older white woman.
It was.
And nobody takes them serious anymore anyway.
No.
It's like it's like those shirts you see where you see humans walking and then somebody's like, go back, you've gone too far. It's like that. And we're the ones that went too far. Damn. Got a hair in my something.
I'm
Shut
gonna
up.
control myself.
I freaking could feel it.
I can feel it too. I was like, those memes where a person's like trying to push the red button and holding himself back.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, must resist.
Mama told me not to come. Mama told me not to come.
That ain't no way to have fun.
Don't hang out with your brother, no.
See, he
He's
says
a
this shit.
walking schnozzle.
He says this shit after he calls me to hang out. He calls me out on the stream and shit. And then when I break down and join the stream, he bitches about me being on the stream.
Yes, Hungar, this is how brothers work. I mean,
Yeah. I
if
think
you have a
we
brother,
know
this is
that by
exactly how they do these
Yeah.
things.
now. I got some hair in my pituitary gland. Yeah, right. Speaking of the how do you say that? Pituitary gland? One of the best movies ever was about that. We'll see
Fight
if
Club?
anybody knows the movie I'm talking about. But the whole movie was about stimulating the pituitary gland.
Did you see Ed Norton hanging out by himself at the World Cup?
No?
Yeah, he was just hanging out talking to himself at the World Cup like there was somebody there.
Was he sitting next to Cena?
No. He was standing next to Brad Pitt talking.
Oh.
So everybody's like, poor Ed Norton hanging out by himself.
I don't get it.
Fight Club, dork.
Oh, okay.
Jeez.
Oh man, they're making this stuff like I'm reading a this thing in the government thing. They make that stuff, that xylene. They can make it in a bottle, just like they use one. They made meth. Ugh.
Yeah, the Nazi method of making meth, all you need is like the stuff and a 2-liter bottle. That's why in front of a lot of meth places, there's always like shit tons of Mountain Dew laying around, like Mountain Dew 2-liter bottles.
James Lowry got your movie right.
Yeah. the basically as the one guy, I always forget his name, but he is renowned for being in Lovecraft stories. And him and this other doctor are working on this machine that allows you to look into like a parallel dimension. But really what the machine does is it causes your pituitary gland to grow to the point that it actually pops out of your head.
Oh.
And when you're looking at these creatures that apparently are all around us at all times, they start being able to look back. And so it turns into a whole.
Yeah, that sounds horrible.
Yeah, it's well, I mean, okay. Do you remember Frighteners?
Yes.
Do you remember the FBI agent?
Yes.
Him. He was
Yeah.
also the Reanimator, the bride of the Reanimator.
I'm not
The
saying the movie
fucking-
sounds horrible. I mean having creatures looking at you because you can see them sounds horrible.
Yeah, a lot of them were like ills looking things, but then what happened is the doctor got killed by one of those creatures, and then the creature kind of become the doctor. And
Yeah, that
and
sounds
because I guess the pituitary gland has something to do with sexual desire and stuff like that, there was a whole situation where like the psychiatrist that had volunteered to go back to the house with Jeffrey Combs' character, right? Like out of the blue, she's normal, and then like in the next scene, she's wearing like some black leather BDSM gear, which was super hot.
yeah,
She's
that's
trying to
sounds
sleep with
fun.
the cop. Oh, he played one of the Andorians. I could see it. He's got the bone structure for it. I loved at the end of Frighteners when he's talking to the woman and he says something and she looks at the car. She's like, boy, Special Agent so-and-so sure looks pissed though, don't he? And he's like, what? And then that's when the remake of Don't Fear the Reaper comes on. Dun, dun,
Hey,
dun,
I'm
dun.
gonna have to go. I'll see ya.
All right, see you, Jimmy.
All the times have gone.
That was such a good movie.
Frighteners may be. I mean, it's definitely Michael J. Fox's best movie. I don't care. But yes, it's just a great movie. Everyone in it is good. Like the crazy bitch, she's good. And of course, our boy, Young Master Bootsy, is good. Michael J. Fox was awesome. And then you had, what's his name, Ermy, show up as the dead Vietnam era freaking drill sergeant, raising hell and shit. Because as a drill sergeant, his job is to keep the ghosts in their graves. Because somehow that become his job.
Yeah, well, after all that shenanigans on Full Metal Jacket,
Yeah, and here's the thing. That quite probably is the same character.
it is.
Like he's literally playing himself from Full Metal Jacket, except he's dead because Gomer Pyle shot him in the face or whatever.
It's 100% the same character.
Yeah, and he knows Michael J. Fox can see him, so every time Michael J. Fox goes to the graveyard, he's like just always messing with him, yelling at him and shit. You maggot, you disgust me. You make me physically ill. And he's like going off. It's just like, all right, yeah. And it was all about patriotism, Vic, if you've never seen it.
What are we talking about here?
The movie The Frighteners.
The movie The what?
Frighteners.
I've never seen it.
Michael J. Fox, Gary Busey's son, uh, Jeffrey Combs, who's in like all of the old schlocky H.P. Lovecraft movies that have ever been made. Yeah, the whole point is that the serial killer, he had killed like 12 people before he got sent to prison and electrocuted, right? Well, while he was dead, all these other serial killers came out that had killed way more people than he did.
Uh-huh.
So his accomplice slash girlfriend, who in the trial they had said didn't have anything to do with anything, even though she did, she summons him back through, Ouija boards and shit. And his whole thing is he has to get the top score. And there's even a part where he's talking about even that damn Russian has 54 confirmed kills. He's like, baby, that title has to be American. You know what I mean? So, yeah, he's running around, I guess, thinking it's his patriotic obligation to hold the record for,
Uh-huh.
And then as a ghost, he appears as the Grim Reaper and kills people by crushing their heart. But he gets found out.
Yeah, it's a great film,
And everybody wants to blame Michael J. Fox for it.
Huh.
including the dead people.
Including the dead people. Yeah. And I think it's got I think the female lead is the lady from Groundhog Day.
No, I don't think that's her.
Okay. Well, since you challenged me, you have to prove me wrong.
Give me a second, and I will look it up.
Oh, there's another reason I want you to come on too, but I'll let you get that done first. All the times have come here, but now they're gone. Jesus, don't fear the reaper, it is the sun or the moon or the tree. We can be like they are. Come on, baby. The reaper. Yeah.
Her name was Trini Averio,
So, not.
not Minnie Driver.
I didn't think Minnie Driver was actually in.
Not Minnie Driver. What was the chicken Groundhog Day?
Yeah, because isn't Minnie Driver the one that was in like
Groundhog Day with Ally McDowell.
huh?
Ally McDowell, she's also on the movie Michael.
Yeah, I kind of thought Minnie Driver was the one that was in like Good Will Hunting.
Yeah. But those two look a little bit alike.
Okay. But doesn't matter though. Yes. What Big James said, 100% true. It is a very worthwhile movie. I mean, when I first watched it, I guess I was a little younger, so maybe I was a little easier to creep out. But it's really not a scary movie. If anything, it's kind of comedy more than anything. You know?
What, Reiner?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's what they call horror cop.
Yeah, it's like there's some scary parts to it, but ultimately it's also very funny.
They take the scary part and they throw a comedic part to it, so it's not so bad.
Right. So it's in the same vein as like Evil Dead, except not as hardcore even as Evil Dead, really. Because let's be honest, Evil Dead's pretty hardcore.
Are you baking, my love?
Maybe. What do
I
we
was
need?
gonna have you help me get stuff I can't reach in the garage.
Okay, what do you need out of the garage, baby?
I want to get one of the jars of sauce, and I was gonna get a thing of meatballs because I was thinking about making that meatball sub casserole thing. Does that sound
For
good
dinner?
For dinner, does that sound good to you?
Yeah.
It sounds good to everybody, Tracy Monster.
Hi, Hossy, love you.
All right.
Love you too.
Hans, you're in charge for a minute.
I'm cooking at the moment.
I gotta go get
So what's up, everybody? Yep, we're still here. I'm just in the middle of getting dinner to get ready to cook. Big's on the phone, record to work. And my brother's getting stuff out of his garage. And with me, I really ain't got shit to talk about. As normal. But I really never have much to talk about. Unlike my brother, there's everything to talk about. You can't hear me? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? The Iron Man can hear me, so it don't matter if you can hear me, Rob. 'Cause my holy Iron Man can. If you can't hear me, Rob, that's a you issue. So, yeah. Tonight's menu is fried pork chops, and it's fried country pork chops, and rice with homemade pan gravy. And that's about it. And whatever veggie I have in the freezer to steam. And that is what I will be eating tonight. I'm using my mama's recipe for pork chops. Breaded and fried. Vic, are you there still? Or are you just like... Yeah, my brother's back. Take over, Phil.
Yeah, you're doing fine.
No, I'm not.
You're doing fine.
I'm cooking dinner.
Now, you want to know what's wild?
What's wild?
I don't know how this happened or not. I got a couple things, but this just came to my mind. Every single time I'm watching anything on YouTube and I let it skip to the next video, the next video is always Legion of Myth.
That's cool.
I don't know how it happened, but it's happening. So
It's your algorithm.
I will be watching the most outlandish shit ever, or my wife will be watching whatever she's watching, like the HFY stuff. She likes that quite a bit, where humans go around like conquering the universe and shit.
Yeah.
And as soon as whatever we intended to watch is over, a Legion of Myth video comes on. Now, here's what's weird. When they actually go live, I never get a notice that they're live.
Yeah, I haven't gotten a Legion of Myth notice in for like ever.
But they are 100% the 100% the go-to for YouTube. It's like, oh, we see that you finished watching your 80s post-punk Soviet music video. Have some Legion of Myth. I'm just like, I need to know what they're doing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Maybe make my videos start popping up somewhere. Days like this, you wish you had a pool. There's never been a day in the history of ever where I wish I had a pool.
I concur with you 100%.
I would rather lay in the house and be hot with a fan blowing up my crotch than to have to do all the work required
To swim in toilet water.
to maintain a pool, to swim in toilet water, right? Well, that depends if you let a bunch of kids come over and play in your pool, right? Then yes, to swim in toilet water, but
And the idea of going to a public pool,
well, that's straight up swimming in toilet water, though.
there is nothing that could make me want to do that.
Yeah, the local pool down here, we had to get in it once to practice some underwater bullshit. And they cleaned the pool water with like immense amounts of salt. So the pool is actually saltier than the freaking ocean,
Well, it'd have to be.
right? You get in there and it's just like, oh my God. It was some stupid training shit that someone with too much time in their hand came up with, you know. Let's make all the guys on shift go down and jump into the public pool and drag a freaking 240-pound dummy around in it. It's like, tell you what, sometimes I get a little bit of case of the ass when I think about that job.
Yeah.
I love the job. I hated pretty much all of the bullshit that you had to do to have the job. Like, I went through the maze more than people who ended up retiring from that place. Why? Because I was the new guy. And people would try to call out so they wouldn't have to go to the maze. And then on their next shift, as soon as they came in, they got to go to the maze.
What's the maze?
And since everyone else had already went through the maze, and you can't go through the maze by yourself, they have to pick somebody to go through the maze with you, and it's always the guy with the least time in. And I'm talking after 4 years. I still had the least time in. The maze is this gigantic maze built in a big-ass like warehouse. And the whole point of it is to simulate what would happen if you were in a room or a building and it collapsed. So
pretty much hell.
So when you go into the maze, you got to go in on your hands and knees. And there are spaces within the maze that are so narrow that my shoulders would rub each wall, and so low that I had to take my SCBA pack off and push it in front of me to get through, right? Can't see anything. Pitch freaking black. And then there are parts of the maze where they strung like, you know, wires and ropes and shit up, specifically just to get in your ass. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And yeah, I must have went through that maze about 20 times. And, you know, all of the assholes that I had to go through the maze with them, you know, and the good thing is after a while, I kind of had memorized the maze. You know what I mean?
Well, at least you had that going for you.
Right. So, like, they'd be like, all right, go in the maze. And I'd get down on my knees, and I'd be through that bitch in like 5 minutes. And Chief McAllister would be bitching at me because he'd be like, you got to wait up for your partner. So that I would have to sit, like, in the pitch black of this maze on air until I could feel the other guy tap my foot, and then I'd go, and then I'd have to stop. So, I mean, there is that. I was probably the best guy for running the maze that department has ever had.
And so the maze runner.
I had gotten so good at it that you have 3 lights on the inside of your SCB. It's like green, actually it's 4, green, orange, red. And that lets you know how much air you've got in the tank. I got so good at the maze that the reflection of that tiny green light, I was using it to see. You know what I mean? Yeah. So basically, yeah, I'd become an underground animal after about my 10th time through that bitch. I was like, you could throw me in a cave, man. I was getting it, you know? But it did feel kind of shitty to have to always get picked. And then every year, every major holiday, no matter what day the holiday fell on, I would always get moved on shift so that I would have to work that holiday.
I remember that.
And so the whole time I was at the fire department, I never had a Christmas off or Thanksgiving or any of that. But that don't really piss me off because they did that so that the dudes that had been there like 20 years, you know, and there is a little bit of the, you know, you respect your elder shit there. So I didn't mind that, but it was a hardship that you got to deal with, you know, it's just that way. And, you know, some of the new guys would bitch and carry on, and that just if you complained at all in the fire service, it pretty much guaranteed that you're probably never getting a promotion or anything. You know, that was kind of a deal. You know, no complaining. Nobody likes that. No matter how shitty things are, you know, just suck it up.
Like D-Bone said, quit being a little bitch and come on.
Pretty much, yeah. Like if you wanted to get a really bad attitude or a really bad reputation, and I mean the kind of reputation where people on other shifts are talking shit about you, when the tones go off, complain. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When you hear the if you start bitching, oh my God, I can't believe we got to go on a call. Literally everyone on your shift will be like,
See, that's kind of strange because if I was there and I'd hear that tongue go, I'd be like, yeah, let's get it. Yeah.
yeah, I had, they made me like in charge of like training new guys for a while. And the tone would go off and they do whatever. And I'd be like, dude, what did you think you were going to do when you got this job? This is literally your job. The sitting on your ass in the day room or wiping down the truck, that's not your job. This is your actual job.
Your
And
job
most of them would be like, yeah, you're right. But some people are just lazy, man.
Yeah, your job is to go on calls, right?
Right.
That just
So-
makes sense.
So, putting together a T-55. I'm putting together some props, which could be used for any role-playing game, but especially the best role-playing game. And I got questions. And these questions mean nothing, right? So
you got 13 minutes worth of answers.
What I'm saying is, I'm going to ask you questions, and Rob can answer them too, I hope. But do not take these questions as meaningful in any way.
I never do.
They're just questions. If your character dies, what do you think the next class you play is?
If my character dies, the next class I would play would be a fighter. He'd be a dandy from England. You know, Napoleon, during the time of the Great Terror in France.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. He would be an English gentleman.
Okay. That would be funny until you got broken of it.
Oh, I'd never get broken of it. I'd be handy with my 5, and you better watch my pop, buddy.
All right, I'm back. Welcome back, Vic.
You know what? I feel like a consultant now. I'm sitting here at home and people are calling me, hey, how do I do this? How do I do that? I really need to start being a consultant for people and start charging $500 an hour, you know?
Yeah. So aside from that, which I don't know, I have to ask myself, what are the chances people would just smack you in the head for acting that way?
What are the chances of me smacking them back? Because just because I look like a dandy don't mean I can't punch somebody.
Yeah, true. And I don't hear what Rob's answer was, so he must have fell asleep or he might be
And my
in
name,
shock.
My name would be the Baron Ludwig Lavenham.
You know, you have done something I didn't think anyone could ever do.
What's that?
Make me say no.
Yes,
You're not playing that.
yes.
Try again.
Coach my goats. Coach.
You heard me, right?
Well, I'm not allowed to be a British dandy and
No,
Hyperborea.
that's lame.
It is not. Chat is not lame.
Not only is that lame, but I know how you role play, and you would make it extra lame. Your own group would want to kill you. I mean, half of
That's
them
fine
are.
because most of the time I want to kill my whole group.
That's what I'm saying. So I would call that a disruptive character, my good sir.
But, you know, you're prejudging, which is an asshole move to make. But then again, you are an asshole.
No, I'm not. First off, prejudging is how you know not to jump off cliffs, asshole. Like when you walk up to a cliff and you look down 200 feet. Hey, yeah, that's prejudging that keeps you from
No,
jumping.
no, that's common sense.
Prejudging. You don't have to jump down the cliff to know it's going to suck.
No shit.
Gravity sucks, guys. Gravity
And I'm
sucks.
saying that the character you're trying to make, I don't need to have him at my table to know it's going to suck.
No, James, it's called being a pain in your ass. You know what I mean? Because
See, I wouldn't be playing the character to be a pain in the ass, so I'd be playing the character as a serious
Haas.
Just
You have an
because,
axe to grind. You've had an axe to grind ever since the dwarvish axe. The Lord, the
I
axe
know
of the
it's
dwarvish
wrong. I just think that, you know, what's wrong with wanting to play an English dandy that we lived over to Hyperborea? There's no gripe here. Trust me, if there was a gripe, you would know it.
And you're going to try to make him chaotic neutral, right?
No, it'd be chaotic good.
Well, I mean, you know that your side piece is going to run out of ammo pretty quick, right?
Yeah, that's why it'd be my job to figure out how to make black powder and how to make round shot.
Yeah. Nah. Rob don't know what he'd be, but he knows that a British dandy would be a foolish character to play.
Well, you know what?
I don't know.
Rob could munch on a sack of Richards for all I care.
A satchel, even?
A satchel. A fat satchel.
You know, you're getting a little bit like, I don't know, hooty too about this shit. I don't even know how I feel about it. If you wanted to play a British snob, then maybe we should have played like Call of Cthulhu.
No, because it works with Hyperborea too. Because Hyperborea is fantasy Call of Cthulhu.
I mean, you are right about that.
I know I'm right. I'm right about a lot of things.
You are right about that. You are right about a lot of things. Oh, second thing. Have you ever seen the movie The Northman?
No.
Why not? I've been telling you to watch it for like 4 years.
Because I don't have Amazon Prime.
Oh my God. Such a good movie. But you
I know,
what?
but I'm not paying. I'm not paying for Amazon Prime.
Okay, fine. You know what's kind of cool about it, though?
What's that?
Bjork is in it. She plays like a witch or a shaman or something. That reminds him of his oath of vengeance. It's pretty cool, man.
Yeah.
And then it's silent. Right?
Yep.
It's oh so still.
You give him popsicle.
Okay.
No, that's the last one. We saved that for Greg. Yeah, popsicle.
Okay, so
Get him one of the other ones.
so given that you're probably not going to play that guy, what else would you pick?
Yeah. Right there. No, you cut it right there.
If you die, a lot of people have to die because you play the healer.
You give that to Daddy.
The Deadlands game.
I like
I
the Deadlands game.
Books, but
I don't want to play the Deadlands game. I want to
know
play
you do.
Hyperborea.
I know you do.
The only game I want to play is Hyperborea.
I know because you're a Dapper Dan man.
And when I go to this con up here in Tennessee, I'm going to run Hyperborea.
Which con are you going to now?
The Death Angel Shadow is having a con in Knoxville.
Oh, okay.
Which is not far from you at all.
No, it's 30 minutes.
Hey, what?
Oh, I was talking to Corn Dog.
You know what I
Everybody's in the house making noise and stuff. I had to mute and tell them to shut the hell up.
You know what I was thinking?
But
Hey, what can I do?
I got a woman and she won't be true.
And in the bars where the men all play guitar, sitting drinking and remembering the time. My little lady works a midnight shift. She balls around all of the time. I guess there's only one thing left for me to do. I'm gonna pack my bags and be on my way. Because I got what I thought was mine.
I'm gonna leave her with a guitar play.
Dun, 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 dun. That's such a good song, right?
Somebody's
Yeah,
got
well, it's
it
Zeppelin.
must be at James's music. I can hear it. in
Well,
the back.
guys, I'm gonna bounce out because I'm in the middle of cooking dinner,
Yeah.
and then I'm gonna eat the dinner that I'm cooking.
Yeah.
I'm making Mama's fried pork chop.
Okay.
Mm. But
Thank you. For
I love
joining.
you, brother.
Thank you for joining.
You're welcome. I love you. Always have.
Always have.
Vic, good to see you, buddy. Everybody out there in the chat.
I just
Peace,
want you to
love,
know,
and chicken grease.
Hungar.
Yeah.
If a British lord ever raped you, I would 100% avenge it.
Thank you. Thank you. I would do the same for you.
Thank you.
Unfortunately, though, I'm most likely the one that happened to because for some reason, I don't know.
You're very attractive to certain types of people.
All types of people.
Yeah, but specifically a certain type.
I make straight men question themselves.
Anyway, go on.
Love you.
Now get. Yeah, we joke about because my brother is like the straightest guy I know, but if there's a gay dude anywhere in a club, that gay dude is going to hit on my brother. Like every time. And I always just get kicked out of that, you know. They never hit on me, which makes me feel kind of bad. It kind of gives me like, I'll be honest, a little bit of a freaking.
They just know you.
A little bit of like a self-esteem issue, you know, because it's like, you know, I look at me and I look at my brother and I'm like 8 inches taller and like.
They just want to use him as their bitch or whatever.
I don't know. They love him. Gonna leave where the guitars play. Dun, 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 dun. You know, here's the thing most of you don't know about my brother, but I do. He's actually a good DM when he decides to be. Now, generally speaking, he wants to play like 3-5, you know, stuff like that. But if he decides that he wants to play or run Hyperborea, he'll be good at it. I mean, because he is, you know.
Mhm.
So, I mean, that's cool for whoever gets to ends up at his table. He's been a super big help to me anyway, since I bought him his own set of books.
Mhm.
Like, he keeps track of his spells. He lets me know spell durations. So he helps a lot. You know what I mean? So a lot of times I don't have to look stuff up because I can just be like, hey, bro, what's this? And he'll be like, give me 2 seconds. And then he'll tell me, right? Well, I mean, remember the British dandy in, what was it called? Unforgiven?
Yeah.
Yeah. We're talking to Rob's talking about the British dandy in the Deadlands game, right? And I'm just saying, remember the British dandy in Unforgiven? As soon as he got off the freaking carriage, fucking Little Bill beat the shit out of him. just whipped him like a rented mule, as they say.
Mhm.
Now, me, I've never rented nor have I ever whipped a mule, but apparently that is a saying. My wife is making something absolutely dangerous, I think.
Uh-oh. What could that be?
Meatball sandwich casserole.
Meatball sandwich casserole.
Yeah,
That does sound deadly.
yeah. You like
I would
you
know. I
at
would
the
want to know
bottom
what
of
the
the
recipe
casserole
is.
pan. You put your garlic bread. You cook it as you normally would. Then you put that up down, and then you pour in all of your meatballs, and then you put in your sauce with all of whatever you put in the sauce, and then you cover it all with cheese and bacon. Yeah, well, it smells awesome. I'm sitting over here. I can smell her cooking the sauce. I'm like, oh my goodness. But and I am building savage humans, guys. I'm building savage humans from North Star Miniatures Ghost Archipelago series. And the reason is, depending on what style of D&D you choose to play, you never know when you're going to need some primitive humans. Let's say your characters end up on the Isle of Dread. Well, you're going to need some primitive humans right away. I mean, that's just what it is. So unless, like me, you've also put together a box of unmarried Zulu warriors, which I have, this is a great option for primitive warriors. You tried to join the stream, and what did it say? It said what? Did the stream make fun of you? Did it tell you that you sucked? I mean, I don't understand. There, I'll let you give it another shot. See if you figure her out. But especially in a game such as Hyperborea, where primitive humans tend to be like a real issue, it's pretty good to have some. I mean, I can use the picks I got from Conan, but these guys could easily just be picks. They could be choo-choo men. With a little bit of work, they might even be able to be Vormis or half Vormies. So you could have these guys running right alongside an Orc warband. Okay. Now it says BRC's trying to do something. What's up, you blind bitch?
Oh, there I am. Can you hear me?
It's only good love staring at me.
Hello.
Hey, how you doing?
All right, there I am. So, after doing a little research on my character last week, I need to get some studded leather armor.
Why?
Because it won't affect my +1 to AC.
Okay.
And I'll be harder to hit.
Right. Well,
You're not harder to hit per se. You're just harder to damage. I mean, that's a misnomer when people say that. You're just actually harder to inflict damage to. So
right. Well, it turns out that stud leather is incredibly common. So
yeah.
When
Also,
you go back into the
Berserker is doing herself wrong by wearing her medium armor.
Why is that?
Because a 5th level Berserker has a natural armor of 6.
Yeah, but her armor
Not
class
a
right now is 5.
Yeah, it'd be lower. It'd be higher yet if she took the armor off.
I think you're just trying to talk my wife's character into getting naked, and I don't know how I feel about that.
No, I am not doing that. Because
in the game, is a lot of players don't take into account speed versus armor, and sometimes speed is better armor than the armor itself. So
I've always considered that.
You know, that's better off than moving 6 in plate. You know what I mean? Because you're moving 6 and 8, and your opponent's a 12.
Unfortunately, plate moves 4.
All right. Well, every game's different. I play AD&D, so.
No, under the Berserker's class ability of thick hide, she starts with a 6, gets a +1 if she's lightly armored or no armored.
Right.
Plus her shield and dex.
Right.
So you start with a 6. So she should be at a 0.
Well, I mean, I'll show her. Are you on Discord? Because I posted a bunch of shit on Discord.
No, I am not on Discord.
Well, you should be. I posted like all of the advanced combat maneuvers and everything like that you guys haven't been doing and should have been.
Do I even have Discord?
I know she's happy because she can berserk twice a day. And she berserks equal to her constitution, which is like a 15, so. During her berserk, she can attack 5 times every 2 rounds with a weapon she has mastery in. +2 to hit, damage, immune to fire, fearsome to behold, so enemies get -2 to their morale checks. Temporary hit points equal to half her con score. Can continue fighting even up to -3. Cannot yield, retreat, or withdraw from melee once the rage has begun. and cannot take any action unrelated to battle and bloodshed. Immunity to fear, charm, and like sorcery that affects the mind. Will continue to hack and rend slain enemies until the rage ends, but in a 1 in 8 chance will attack any living creature within 30 feet. Is that you coming back at me, Rob?
No.
Because when
I was
I
talking
talk,
to the
I can hear that. No, when I talk, I can hear myself.
Ah. Echoing.
Yeah. You're right. Her natural armor class at level 5 is 6.
Oh my god.
And with that shield and everything, she would have a 2 armor class.
Well, the shield's a +2 shield, and it's a large shield, correct?
Yeah, so +4.
And then +1 for a dex.
Armor class 1.
So a 1. Oh, and +1 for thick hide. So 0.
Wow.
And it makes sense because she's a berserker. They're not known for their armor.
And she can also ignore temperatures as low as -15 degrees without needing any protection.
Yep. So when we were stuck up in the north, she was good.
And then at level 7, when she berserks, she turns into basically a bestial form creature like a wolf.
On top of being a bear.
Well, I mean, the bear's a magic item. So she literally gets 1.5 times taller, twice the weight, natural attacks, or use weapons. Whatever you did to your phone, redo it. Because here my stuff is like freaking me out. I hate sounding my own voice. Did you hear all that, babe?
Yeah.
If your character wears no armor, carries your shield, your adjusted armor class is 0. Because at level 5, you have a base armor class of 6. You get +1 for thick hide, and then the shield. So what do you think about that? Huh? Yeah. So you basically just run around in like wolf hides and shit with a sword and shield, like some kind of barbarian warrior.
Is that better?
It's getting better. I am getting ready to do some painting of. This is amazing for adventuring. I know everybody's going to be super excited by it. A guy in a chair drinking. I've already painted the chair. Yes. So, damn. What'd you get the book in PDF form or something?
Who, me?
Yeah.
No, I checked it out before I went home last week.
Oh. I wonder if I've got a PDF I could send you.
Where did you post that on Discord?
Under the first thing, the Hyperborea thing, the north wind or whatever. You'll have to go down a while if you're brand new. There's a bunch of pictures, and then you'll see like just a shit ton of text, and it's me explaining about how if you stick arrows in the ground in front of you, which is called what's it called? I forget. But anyway, yeah, if you know you're not going to move from a firing position and you stick arrows in the ground, it increases your rate of fire. You can fight conservatively, which it increases your armor class. If you have skill in axe and you have a great axe, you can split your opponent's shields. Just tons of stuff like that you guys have not been doing, which means you guys have been playing half of your character for 6 months. You know what I mean? There's tons of shit. Did you know if 3 people who can use shields, carrying large shields, stand side by side, they can form a shield wall? And everyone involved gets +4 to their armor class? I mean, true story. I wouldn't even lie about it. She told him she'd figure it the F out.
Yeah, well, I mean,
hopefully he's not a douchebag.
well, she was supporting it and stuff, and then every weekend she'd go over to his house and he'd sit on the couch because, poor man worked all week before he been laid off, and she was actually looking for the family. And the mother abused her as unpaid labor in the kitchen. And finally, after a couple months of this, she's like, listen. Because one Sunday she sat out. And then she's like, well, I guess the mom's like, well, I guess that it really helps. And the daughter-in-law's like, she's like, who's been supporting your son for the last 6 months?
Yeah.
Because the mom didn't know the son lost the job. She's like, I take care of the house. I've been supporting this guy, and meanwhile, every weekend they let the son sit on his booty. So after that was pretty much the whole story.
Huh.
So then the mother started asking the son to actually wash dishes and be useful.
I'd be like, fuck that. I'd rather have a job. She doesn't think it's that funny.
Probably why I haven't been on Discord in a while. I don't know how to work.
So what is your level of hungry? Because I was about to put this together.
Not super.
What?
Not super.
Okay, because I'm at a place where I can hold it, but once I start it, it's going to be ready in about 25 minutes.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's going to taste good even if it's cold, so do whatever you want. Yeah, playing halflings, the bunch of them. My wife should have had she's been running around with like an armor class of 6, getting hit by everything. It should have been a 0. And she didn't know that she could shield slam or split people's shields in with her great axe when she uses it. The only one who actually knows how their character works in our game is Hungar. Thanks to me because I bought him the books. But still, Hungar knows how shit works. Everybody else is just kind of hanging out, waiting for me to explain it.
Hey, I'm figuring shit out.
It's not my job. My job is to run the game. True. Okay, I can't argue that. You do cook, so I should explain. Well, I am explaining. I've been explaining. If I need to, I will print those pages out. I will lay them on the table so people can look at them and be like, see, guys, this is shit you could be doing, you know? What do you think about the witch? Some crazy freaking abilities, huh?
Oh, that is the most OP class I've seen in a long time.
Right? It's like, I think I'll create a broom that I can fly wherever I want. And then if I dance in front of you, you fall in love. And if I give you a drink of a potion, you'll fall in love with me for a number of years equal to my level. Years, not months.
James,
Yeah.
you should just get that one I sent you. Use that woman. The email one I sent you.
No. The person, that's good. The wife needed me to taste the sauce. Good. No, this is a player character. This ain't a monster.
Oh, I still think you should introduce that one to your game and see what happens.
I haven't said I wasn't going to. I've been just keeping shit close to my chest. You know
Yeah,
what I
there
mean?
you go. Raise a little hell.
There's a place in this world for that.
Yeah, I know.
Believe it or not, there's actually a character. It's kind of similar, but not. Character. Monster. I will tell you about it, and then you'll know the similarities and nots. It's called the Zuvimbi. Right?
Uh-huh.
The Zuvimbi is the result of a woman drinking the black brew. Resultant transformation is a free-willed, undead creature, provocatively beautiful yet frighteningly zombie. Immortal as a vampire and nearly as smart, the Zubimbi retains no memory of its past. Forever changed and inscrutable in disposition, it cannot speak, but it can vocalize weird and haunting melodies. With its song, it can control small animals and oft maintains unlikely combinations of creatures in its vicinity. So, typically old towers, abandoned farms, caves, etc.
Oh, so all the usual hunt.
Yeah. They like to walk naked in the moonlight, staring at the stars and pondering inhuman thoughts. One will stand for hours or days in the hollow of a tree, in the closet of an old house, or under a stair. When opportunity presents, it sings its enchanting song to lure a man into its cold embrace, taking him as a lover and then eating his entrails, specifically entrails. Zubimbi are renowned for animating their lifeless lovers shortly after, killing them and controlling their corpses like puppets. So yours has a lot more abilities, but that's still pretty weird, right? A charming zombie that eats your guts and then like manipulates you around like a puppet. And if you say goodbye, anyway, I had a Whitney Houston moment for a second. So, bye, please don't cry. We both know I'm not what you need. And Vic, I will always love you. I even sang it to Vic.
Oh God. When I get down to
That's a
Florida,
great
Amen.
song.
when I get down there, James, and if you come to GrogCon and I see you there and I see your wife, me and her are gonna have a little sit down. We're gonna talk about your behavior.
She hears me.
Yeah, only about 15 feet away at best.
Close. Being a professional carpenter as I used to be 30 years ago, that's more like 22 or 23 feet. But close. You were close.
Yeah, but she's on the phone or watching something else.
Now, if she's in the kitchen, Rob's 100% right. If she's standing at the oven, where she should be anyway, she's literally about 15 feet away and we can see each other. But right now, she's in the living room, which puts her another 7 or 8 feet away.
Yeah.
Yeah, Rob, that's how you messed up. You probably thought she was in the kitchen still. But she has.
Well, that's when I last heard.
Right. You're not, dude. I'm deducting 50 XP for you being wrong about those measurements.
Okay.
I mean, I'm
I'll
just
get
saying
it back
you're
to
taking,
What happened?
taking it so serious. I'm like, what are you talking about? It, you know.
I wasn't.
Well, I was.
I'm just hanging out in the
what
shed.
movie that's- I forget what movie that's from, but it's a good movie. Where the two guys are talking, and the one guy's finally like, I wasn't being serious. And the other guy's like, I was. I think that's Tombstone, right? Because the one guy, Ringo's talking all that, you know, he's just playing around and all that shit. And Doc Holliday's like, I'm not, you know.
Yeah, that sounds like a Tombstone thing.
Yeah. Don't mind him. He's just a little drunk is all.
Well, hey, what are you doing?
Oh, an educated man.
Talking about the
No, I hate
other cat.
Yeah. An educated man. Now I know I hate him.
He was so
That
perfect for
actor
the role, too.
never really did get a ton of work either, did he?
Who?
And you think he would have, because he was Reese in Terminator, Ringo in Tombstone, but I can't remember pretty much anything else he's ever really been in. And like I said, it's kind of sad because he killed it in both of those roles. He was amazing. You know? So, I mean, it's not like he didn't have the acting chops, is what I'm saying. The dude could act. So it's kind of like whatever happened. It's like just people didn't want to hire him anymore or something.
Oh, excuse me.
Rob's over there exploding.
I'm walking back in the house.
Milk that somebody left in my freaking refrigerator. Huh? Did you not hear me?
About the refrigerator?
Yeah, someone left some muscle milk in there. I'm wondering, is that yours?
Yes, that was mine.
Okay. Because, I mean, I didn't want to throw it away if it was somebody's stuff, you know?
Oh, it'll probably be bad by the next time I get over there.
Well, yeah. Well, I'll probably throw it away now, but I wasn't going to throw it away before I knew.
Yeah, I remembered it right as we were on the road headed home, and I'm like, well, fuck it.
Yeah. As my bestest buddy at the fire department used to say, 2 tears in a bucket. Oh, Bill. I am having a leisurely fun time just painting some random dude's pants. It's nice, you know?
You know,
Like,
if somebody didn't know you were
no pressure.
building miniatures, that'd be kind of weird.
If you what?
If somebody didn't know you were building miniatures, that'd be kind of weird. Maybe even a little awkward.
The video specifically says what I'm doing, though. I even hit the AI button so it gave a better, like, you know, description of what I'm doing. Which is painting miniatures for Hyperborea. Come and join in the fun of watching James blend colors into. It says something like that. Tell you what, that's not bad at all. I do say so myself, and I did. I did say so myself. Okay, so now I need my snake bite leather, the best color ever made. At least the best contrast color ever made. Snake bite leather, hell yeah.
I'd go with Dark Angel Green.
See, you know why I don't go with Dark Angel Green, which is a good color? Because unless you go out of your way to want to paint everything Dark Angel Green, it just will not be as useful as Snakebite Leather, which, let's be honest, every miniature you paint is probably going to have
a bit of leather.
Yeah, pouch, something like that, right? So that's really the main reason that I'm always going off about Snakebite Leather, because you always use it. I mean, always. Whether it's the contrast version or the actual, you know, base coat, you are just going to use Snakebite Leather.
Straps, pouches, wraps on weapons.
Even on a fully armored knight, there's going to be belts, pouches, straps. So the Snakebite Leather gets it done. And it actually, I think, is one of the best looking colors too, as far as the contrasts go. The best looking color in my entire collection, and I've used so many bottles of these, man, I can't even remember, is Pro Acryl Bold Pyrite Red. This is the most beautiful red you ever saw.
You better buy a case of it, James.
Too late. I finished my Blood Angels army, so.
That doesn't mean anything.
And I go out of my way to remind myself not to paint everything red.
Fair enough.
Because, you know, keep an eye on myself. The next thing you know, everything I painted is red. And that's not no bueno. You know, can't do that. I am excited because something came in today, though.
And what's that?
Krylon Color Max Paint Primer, Indoor Outdoor, Satin Ivory Finish. And I bought 4 of these at $4 a can. And I didn't want to go with white. Well, I mean, you know, from Amazon. If I bought like Army Painter, they're like $20 a can. And I didn't want to go with bone white. I like ivory better. And I think that ivory might actually, in my opinion, I could be totally wrong here, but it is my opinion that contrast paints kind of work better with the ivory color than they do with just the straight bone white.
Well, that ivory would be good for skeletons
Absolutely.
with a little ink or wash on it.
So,
Yeah.
have you guys watched those Vox Machina or those Mighty Nine or anything on Amazon? Those.
I watched season 1 and 2, I think.
I've watched all 3 seasons of Vox Machina.
Yeah, I've
And I
watched
can tell you
all
one
4,
thing.
and I'm just like, I got questions. And it might.
Without watching season 3, because I haven't watched it yet, but now I know I probably should. Season 2 was actually pretty good.
But here's my problem: is that it's. I think of it more as 5e stuff. I mean, I'm seeing things done in it. I'm like,
Well, that makes sense because it is 5e stuff.
Yeah.
But I was kind of interested in the relationship between the stupid ass gnome and his daughter, who apparently like tricked him and tied him up and like was really pissed off that he had abandoned her when, you know.
Oh, the
wasn't born.
halfling bard.
yeah.
Yeah, the halfling. Sorry. Yeah.
I thought it was a gnome.
that storyline. I was actually pretty like interested in that. I was like, huh, that's interesting because normally I hated the halfling bard, but then when they added like the kind of storyline with the daughter and everything, I started liking him better. Now my favorite character obviously is the dwarf cleric. I mean, because why wouldn't you like the dwarf cleric? She's a little short, stacked, blonde-haired dwarf cleric, and yeah, she's pretty awesome. My second favorite is the gunman.
The count
I
or
don't know
duke or
what
whatever he
class
is.
it is. Yeah, I don't know what class he is, but he's dressed up like Aluard, and he's got some pistols. I think he's got to be an artificer or something.
The pepper, whatever it is, or
Pepper
Yeah,
box.
he's got pepper boxes and shit
Pepper
like that. So I'm thinking he's an artificer of some sort.
I think
Unless
so
they
because he
wanted
does
a
build them.
for him to be. And I'll tell
He's
you
some
what,
kind of-
when I was playing D&D online, guys, I leveled a human artificer, and it was like the most fun I've probably had on an online game in so long.
well, you know what? I got sick of all
Especially if he had a repeating crossbow.
I'm sorry. I'm just the animated sex in it was just like, okay, we've had enough of this. We know these two are lovers. You know what I mean? We don't need to have the whole sex act revealed. You know, it's like, okay, come on, get on with the story. The sex doesn't matter.
I
You know
must
what
have
I mean?
missed that. Who was doing what?
Oh, the druid,
The gunman and the sister.
okay.
The druid and the
Well, now I'm really revealing too much to you guys. The druid and one of the other characters gets together. The sister and the gunman get together, and they're doing, you know, it's all this BS, sex BS, and the magic cod plate on the halfling bard. I'm just like, oh come on, you know what? We don't need this
Okay.
nonsense. You know,
Scanlan has always had weird sex scenes.
I know.
Yeah, that was why I said I didn't like him in season 1.
No, he was annoying as shit in season 1.
Stupid. In season 1, he was a stupid, one-dimensional character singing songs about, you know, shoving beads up your ass and shit. And I was just like, yeah, that's stupid. In season 2, I must have missed any sex scenes, or I don't remember them. Like I blocked them out because my memory was like no. But season 2 seemed a lot better, and then, like I said, I never seen season 3. Now, sex and animated stuff, it depends what you're talking about. I mean, Because in Berserk, the animated version, there is a scene which is barely 30 seconds long where Guts and Casca have sex. And of course, then there's the Dark Eclipse where Casca has sex, but not willingly with the demon.
Yeah.
So there's that too. But they generally don't show that in Berserk. They do a lot of implying though. And I can handle
Implying's fine.
Yeah. But the thing though, the thing with like Casca, they kind of had to show at least a little something because she is such a huge part of the story. Her relationship with Guts is basically the story. And so yeah. But they didn't show enough that I would be like, oh my God, you know, this needs an R rating or anything. I just thought, but yeah, the little halfling. I don't know if the juice is worth the squeeze on that guy. You know, he annoys me because he takes everything that I absolutely despise about halflings and bards, and then puts it into one package.
And then amplifies it.
Yeah, and then cranks it up to 11. It's like, look, let's be realistic here. What human prostitute or anything that wasn't a halfling would ever sleep with a halfling? What would even be the point of that, you know?
Hey, James, it's Money.
Yeah. I could see it being like a scene from one of the greatest movies of all time, Full Metal Jacket.
Mm-hmm.
Except instead of the prostitute looking at him and saying, no, too buku, she'd probably look at him and be like, no, too small.
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying?
Well, that's why he's got the magic cod piece.
I don't want to hear about a magic cod piece. This whole thing is just making me disappointed with humanity now. A magic cod piece. What?
But literally, that's the only thing I've ever watched from Critical Role.
Long in the distant past, I used to listen to them on my Zune when I was out checking water meters and shit. I think back then they were playing Pathfinder. And yeah, I listened to them and they were fine, you know. As far as I'm walking around in the 100-degree heat in the middle of Florida and I'm checking meters to make sure they're not leaking and shit. And I've got these assholes on in my ear going on about whatever they're going on about. So yeah, totally cool. You know what I mean? Totally with that shit. So, you know, I've not watched a lot of Critical Role, like the show. Double D shows clips of it a lot. And that's when I actually looked up, because we were having a conversation about Marisha Ray. And I looked it up and found out she was born in like Kentucky, Williamsburg or some shit. And that's why I made the joke that if I'd known her growing up, I'd probably be paying her child support because she is obviously a crazy redhead from Kentucky.
Which we all still find funny.
Yeah. And I sent him that thing, I guess, from their last game. Marisha Ray's character had to make a roll because she's trying to stealth. And she actually got penalty to her role for her character having such huge tits. And it's funny because she's maybe a B cup at the best, you know? So I guess it's proof that when you play a fantasy game, I mean, you get to be what you really want to be. And Marisha Ray really wishes she had a huge rack, but she ain't. My wife must be happy with herself since her character is always just her. A bit, blonde dame with a sword. Rah. She don't worry about the size of her boobas or anything.
Mm-hmm.
But Marisha Ray, apparently that's on her mind quite a bit, the size of her boobies. I'm sure that there's trauma there. And being that she's from Kentucky, I can almost guarantee it. There's some trauma there. Yeah. Like, welcome to the holler, Marisha. I'll tell you all the thing I laugh about the most about it is these are all the same kind of people who would want to yell and act superior to somebody about feminism or some shit. But then their show is all about how big their tits are and how they're rubbing them on this guy or that guy. And you got Marisha Ray rubbing her bikinied ass against the old Batmobile. The music, right? And it's like, so all this feminism shit, where'd that go? Because you're definitely leaning way on to whatever attractiveness you used to have, to be something. I love hypocrisy. It's my favorite thing. I find it to be the most amusing thing. I love when people who talk a certain way about shit end up being totally different. I love it. Even if I don't even say anything, I'm still like, ha, that's funny. And yeah, I know that's probably weird.
No, yeah, you're right.
I think Big Rob's getting ready to fall asleep over there.
I tell you, Rob's in your group.
Rob has been in my group off and on since about 96.
95? That's when I introduced you to Vampire.
Yeah. Well, let's be fair. Come on now. My memory's pretty good. It wasn't Vampire.
Well, Recon was the first game.
No. Come on, Rob. Werewolf.
Oh, shit, you're right, Werewolf.
You remember sitting on my porch, you and Haas and I, making and playing Werewolf? And my first character, which was a surprise to everyone, was actually a Silent Strider. Then after I learned about the Fianna, I only ever played Fianna from there on out. And then because I played the Fianna so hardcore, I went and paid one of the best tattoo artists in the world to actually tattoo the Fianna tribe symbol on my damn arm. The stag. Yes, that's from White Wolf. I have the Fianna werewolf tribe totem tattooed on my arm.
That's from the card game.
Huh?
Did you specifically get that from the old card game? Rage?
Yeah, which I still own, like the cards for. And the other thing I have, I don't know if you still have yours, is I have a whole big box full of those pirate ships that you clip out of the cards. And
Nope. Mine got lost in Missouri.
Well, I've got hundreds of them.
I had hundreds of them at one time, too.
I know, because I gave them to you.
I also bought a shit ton. I also went in with Kevin and a few other people to buy a bunch off of the interwebs.
Yeah.
Oh, Phelan.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep. That's so hilarious. Freaking.
That was a good game.
What's his name? Sir Tyrion or whatever.
Tierlock?
Yeah, the blind guy.
Tierlock.
Yeah. he really, really, really wanted me to be a squire. And then I turned around, took a belt from Sir Brendan. And he's just like, fuck, man.
And then Brendan moved off and died.
Yes, he did move away and die. But you know what?
Bland
My time with
softball.
Sir Brendan was magical. Sir Brennan was awesome. What, are you looking at your freaking lotto tickets? Are you doing your scratch offs?
No, I was polishing razor blade
Oh.
with a
Polishing
magnet
your-
and sandpaper.
Right. Because you're all like, my summers were pretty normal, actually. We would make meat helmets. And sometimes my father would tie me into a burlap sack and beat it. My mother was a inbred gypsy with 6 toes. I'm doing it all wrong, but that's Dr. Evil describing his childhood. Yeah, pretty standard, actually. Well, they got I am looking for something, and it's aggravating because I'm not 100% sure what I'm looking for. I don't abuse it, never gonna lose it, but does it matter? Well, I've never been.
Can't please stand. I'm gonna have to turn on some AC/DC or something here.
Oh, AC/DC, what? To prove you're lame?
Oh, okay.
I mean,
That's enough. That's enough of that.
I'm sitting over here getting down with little Three Dog Night, and you want to mention AC/DC? Like that's even in the same. That ain't even in the same neighborhood. That ain't even the same game. AC/DC, the most overrated band in the history of bands.
Oh, come on.
You know who listens to AC/DC?
No.
Drunk divorcee women and the men who want to sleep with them at the barbecue. It's like, get out of here with that. Actually, I don't hate everything they do, but I'm not a fan either, Dirty deeds and they're done dirt cheap. Now, if you're going to say you're going to put something on, you should have been like, that's it. It's time to bust out some Pink Floyd. I've been like, well, hell yeah. Love me some Pink Floyd, man. Come on. Shine on you, crazy diamond. See, I wonder if Richard's streaming now. He said he's going to. A bunch of people have belled, and I think they're probably going to see Richard, which means it's probably a good time for me to cut out of here myself. And
All right.
Richard was saying, what?
Well, you're bouncing. Peace.
But Richard was saying that if anybody wanted to go over there and hang out with him, go. So I'm talking about GM Bloodworth. So
Okay, instead I put on some Rat, RATT. You've heard of that band.
Round and Round is one of the greatest songs ever.
I was trying to think of either Rat, Cinderella, maybe some White Snake.
Not Whitesnake. Never a fan. Saw Cinderella in concert. They opened for David Lee Roth's Eat 'em and Smile tour.
Oh,
And
God.
they were badass.
David Lee Roth.
Yeah, the rock and roll clown, baby. I'm just a rock and roll clown. I do a lot of cocaine. You know? Because that character from Metalocalypse, that's who they based him on, 100%. That's David Lee Roth. I do a lot of cocaine. And he's wearing like the jumpsuits and running around doing kicks and shit. He's got the big bushy blonde hair, but he's got the clown nose. I guess David Lee Roth, you could say, was the rock and roll clown, but I don't give a shit. You know why? Because his version of Just a Gigolo was fucking perfection. Perfection, sirs. So I say to you, good day. I'll catch you guys later.
All right.
All right.
See you later, old
Peace,
man.
sir.
Yeah. Good day, sir. I said good day.